race, and at that point where you want to give up, you just gotta say like in your head, I can, and it really does make a difference.
To our fastest and our last of the 800 meters here, the invitational heat for boys varsity. Hill, the champion here ago. He's coming in 57.5 2 weeks ago. Jake Graham of Glentora, 57 last year. Anthony Garcia, Henry Card, 4:33 last weekend. Just Torrance is Andrew absolutely sad.
Hey gentlemen, good luck. On your march.
Victory at Redondo. Coming up from Rock Hill, Mount Vista's Kelly Bishop. She went 2:18 last week, and she went from Thorn Hill. She has gone 2:12. Trinity Leonard, she went 2:12 here last year. She represents Redondo. Oaks Christian, Carolyn Wilson, one of the greatest ranges in the nation we've seen, and she went under 54 seconds last week in the 400. She was 5th in the state meet at that distance. And it came moving up here to the 800.
On your mark. Be careful, careful.
Motivated by what they just saw there. Valley Hill Golden going around 2:14 change. And the season veterans are a lot of the fastest qualifiers. And then McCarthy, they get 4:7:48. They are 2:10 pace. This is McCarthy of Carlsbad. He bought of Riverside Poly now moving up on the outside. Bailey Payne. Riverside Poly continuing to lead the team. She has lead the division. The other finals until the 200 meters to go. Up the national rankings along with everybody else in that field.
And this will be the boys rushing from anywhere else. Legends Invitational Mile. This race is featured some of the top mile times of the entire season. It is the only steel here. Let's go Running Warehouse Legends Mile. And Fallon Bulger, 9 flat last week for 3,200, 407 here last year. Out ready to run another fast mile. Harris Nichols, 62, Bulger, not gonna let this pace slow down. We should get a sub 410, here we go. Okay, right there up on his shoulder, two of the best milers in the country.
Great guy, he's fair, he was honest, but don't cross him, do not cross him. He'll kick you off real fast.
Bulger still pushing that pace, they're opening a little bit. Fourth part of all those great relays that played up those national records last year.
Yeah.
The one junior on that great team, he's a 410 miler himself, and he is right in this thing. Here we go. We have another 62, 205, and 800, and combinations. Let's go. Here we go. Meter field, lead over a tremendous field here. Bulger coming back up on his shoulder. 600 meters to go. Just a shade over 31 on that 200. So we're setting ourselves up for a very fast time. Bulger back into the lead. Travis Birdie trying to move out there and bridge that gap, and here we go, 500 meters. Bulger, Conier, Birdie, Lincoln, Bishop. Meters to go. Birdie trying to bridge that gap and get up in it. Bulger coming in, here comes Birdie. Right at 61 on that last lap. Officially now 4:10:51 for the full mile. 4:10:51. And you think we're the finalists, Birdie and Bulger in the same lead.
All right, let's get our...
in a race where that's the point where you want to give up, it's going to say right in your head, I can't, and it really does make a difference.
Thank you. It's been a party day so far.
You know, when gaps form, like, are you going to go with them or are you going to stay behind?
You believe and you put in the time and you work, that goals can be achieved.
Oh, the coach. This is
I memorized like all of their songs.
And there we go, 2021 Meet of Champions. Liam Mapes on your inside from Redlands East Valley. Ran 2 flat as a sophomore 2 years ago. Max Levin coming off a 204 effort 2 weeks ago. Chris Seville 202 last weekend. White of Great Oak 203 last weekend. And Kasaya 204. So these young men trying to go under 2 minutes. That would all be personal best on them. And right now, that is Mapes taking them through there at 28-27. If we can get our second heat, our remaining men for the boys 800, if we can get you guys to start getting out over here, appreciate it. But right now, that's Liam Mapes, part of that, a great Wildcat program out of Redlands East Valley. One of the top cross-country programs in the southern section the last 2 years, and they are right on point here to try to go under 2:59 and change for that first lap. Mapes and White of Great Oak, but now trying to make a move on the outside. That is Levin of Maricosta. Levin of Maricosta in the yellow top, now trying to make out the ground here, but Liam Mapes, he's been your leader all throughout with less than 200 to go. 128. Mapes trying to run away from them, being pushed all the way. Mason White also pushing. Come on your outside. Max Levin of Maricosta. But Liam Mapes trying to hold off White. Mason White with one last surge. Oh, under 2 minutes. Personal best on all 5 men there, and Mason White stealing that one at the finish line. 159.27. Liam Mapes 159.29. Levin 2 flat 0.52. Kasaya of West Torrance 2 flat 7.5, and Chris Seville the new personal best 201.03. got ourselves quite the field here, folks. Let's get the roll call going. Our young man from Arcadia, Gwyn Hedich, coming off a 157 2 weeks ago in a dual meet. Junior Rowan Fitzgerald of Crescenta Valley, 157.44 in a dual meet 2 weeks ago, coming off a 4:13, huge 9-second personal best last weekend in Laguna Beach. Simon Opsahl, Redlands East Valley, coming off a great sub-4:15 effort last week against the collegiates over at the Brian Clay Invitational. He went 159 as a sophomore. Senior Cormac Carew, Maricosta, 158 in a time trial a couple weeks ago, 422 last weekend. One of the best in all of California, number 4 ranked junior coming down from the Central Valley, Sanger High School, that is Emmanuel Salas. He went 154 2 weeks ago and came off a 9:13 2-mile last week. Sophomore from Newberry Park, 157 last week, 4:14, and that is going to be the sophomore Aaron Salmon. Representing Great Oak, the senior Mateo Joseph, coming off a 155.77 last weekend. And here we go, folks. Junior, also from Pasadena, Isaiah Givens. This will be his first real 800. He's currently ranked number 2 in California in the 16, number 3 in California for the 32, and last but not least, he is your young man in the white, getting after it right now. That's Antonio Abrego, one of the best here the last 3 years in California. 152 in a dual meet last weekend. Definitely going after 150. 151.23 is 5th in the nation right now. He's going after to break that, and he's also trying to break the meet record of 150. This whole field all trying to go under 155, and right now that is Abrego, Givens, Mateo Joseph, Salas right there in that bunch too. They are right on pace. Abrego 152.40 in a dual meet a couple weeks ago. In the win, 20 seconds was the nearest competitor, and now Abrego going after it. He's off to the University of Iowa. And right now, he's trying to gap the field. Givens trying to answer, but now Mateo Joseph of Great Oak making a move. Right now, it's all Abrego. 123 with 200 to go. 123. $150 flat is the national leader. Let's bring him in, folks. Bring him in. 150.16 is the meet record. Oh my! Antonio Abrego putting on a show against a very talented field. Oh my God! Abrego coming across. Woo! So 152.05. Givens, not a bad debut for the 800. 153.01. Salas, 153.35. Mateo, 153.63. Carew, 154.52. This is going to rewrite the California state list right now. All of those times now moving into the top 10. So all those times, the top 5, that is your new top 5 list here in the state of California. 152.05, that's going to improve upon Abrago's 152.40. Gibbons will now go up to number 2 in the state in the 800. So now he's top 3 in all 3 distances. And Salas will improve upon his 154.86 down to 153.35. So from here on out, folks, we are going to stay on schedule. All coaches, all athletes, we are staying on schedule. We've had 4 under 154, all of them moving into the top 15 ever in meet history. Our top 8 athletes in each race can pick up their awards on the opposite side of the track from the finish line. Top 10 for the 3,200 meters. And just when we thought the boys' action was going to be good enough here come our women, including number 1 ranked in the state, Miss Mia Barnett. And we also have number 2 in the state as well. All right, let's get our women onto the track now. Girls 800 meet a champions. All right, let's get them going here. A young lady from Thousand Oaks, a senior, Kiara Benioff. She went 2:23 2 years ago. two young ladies from Great Oak, both sophomores, Kylie Kraus and Melanie Castillo, all coming off of both sub-225 efforts last weekend. The freshman, the young one of the group here, representing Valencia, Angelina Tabori, coming off a 2:18 in a dual meet 4 weeks ago. Another freshman here from La Cañada, under 2:19 2 weeks ago, Caitlin Matarasi. Maricosta, 4:48.75 last week. That currently ranks her number 3 in the 1600 meters for the state. The young junior from Maricosta, Dalia Frias. Another freshman from La Cañada, sub 2:16 2 weeks ago, currently number 9 in California, Miss Ariel McKenzie. Senior from West Torrance, 2:14.69, her personal best, coming off a great personal best last week of 5:04, Megan Gonzalez. And number 2 ranked in the state, 2:11.04 3 weeks ago, 4:59 2 weeks ago, 2-time CIF finalist, and headed off to Harvard this upcoming fall, Ilani Matarasi. And last but not least, she's currently number 1 in the nation in the 16 and the 32, number 1 in the state in the 800, heading off to the University of Virginia, Mia Barnett. There we go, folks. Meet record. Also looking over her shoulder here, 2:09.07 is the meet record. Barnett basically ran that a couple weeks ago in a solo effort at the Don Green Invitational. So expect her to take it out, and that is our young lady there in the powder blue top. Switched up uniforms, guys, and now watching her times go down. But meanwhile, that's Frias of Maricosta, one of your better 16:32 meter runners. Only 2:22 in this event, but we have a feeling that's going to really go down here in the next 2 minutes. That is Barnett, Frias, Crescenta Valley, Maricosta. And Barnett hitting it right about 46. Again, try to go under 2:09 and set the meet record. Matarasi staying in touch along with McKenzie. And Barnett coming through, 62.1. 62.1 on Barnett, and she looks like she's even putting a surge in. Frias trying to push her, trying to keep that gap there. Matarasi and McKenzie looking for answers, but right now this has become the Mia Barnett show with 300 meters to go. She ran the 4th fastest time in state history last week by herself for the 3,200 meters. Let's see what she can do here in the 800. Oh my, folks, watch her go. This is a senior from Crescenta Valley, 131 with 200 to go. $2:09.49. She had only got 2:15 up until this last month. 1:55. Frias and Matarasi closing well. Here he goes, 2:04, 2:05. New meet record. 2:07. 2:07.31. Now USA number 3. Frias just went from a 2:22 personal best down to a 2:10. Matarasi 2:12. So Frias number 3 in the state for the 16. Now she's number 2 in the state for the 800. Matarasi 2:12.43. McKenzie, the freshman, a new personal best of 2:13. So 2:07.31. Obviously elevated her number 1 time in the state, and now moved her up to new United States number 3 times. So now she's number 3 in the country in the 8, number 1 in the 16, and number 1 in the 32. So 209.07, that was 11-year-old meet record. Miss Chloe Curtis of Redondo Union will now move down to number 2. And she's only the 3rd girl to break 210 at this meet. And that 210.44, that is now number 5 in meet history for Dahlia Frias, the junior from Maricosta. So you just saw 2 of the top 5 times in meet history here. And that 212.43, but Matarasi will move her right around 15th in meet history. So some great times here, just getting warmed up on deck, the 1600s. On deck, we have the first of 2 heats of the boys 1600 meters. So if the young men from heat 1 want to get on the track, do some strides, feel this new resurfaced track of Arcadia High School that has missed running a little too long. So heat 1, Matt Frey, Atticus Hall, Garderas, Cooper, Green, Velarde, Ortega, Burns, Cortez. Strong field here. Expect to see several boys, if not all of them, try to go under 420 here. We're going to start off with the sophomores from Hart High School, Paul Mangione and Owen Athen. And you've got to keep in mind, we say sophomores, that means a lot of these young men and women are debuting for the most part because they didn't really get much of a freshman season last year. Speaking of sophomores, we got 2 representing the Wolfpack of Great Oak, Nick Gaffney and Ramsey Cortez, both coming off of sub 437 efforts last week. Senior from Saugus, 425 last year before the shutdown, 937 as well. He's committed off to Arizona State this upcoming fall, Mr. Blake Gallardo. Another sophomore from Great Oak, 4:28 last week, Mr. Mark Cortez. From Buena, the senior, only went 5:20 in 2019. Well, now he's trying to shoot for a 4:20, and that's Mr. Gavin Burns. Senior from Martin Luther King, 4:21 as a sophomore in 19, Mr. Edgar Ortega. Representing the Cowboys of Canyon High School, Canyon Country, 4:36 earlier this week, just kind of a tune-up for tonight, Jason Velarde. Representing West Torrance, Mr. Hayden Green, Onya Jr., he'll be joining in the field. 3 Highlanders from Thousand Oaks, one with 4:22 a week last year, that's Michael Cooper. 4:27 2 weeks ago, his teammate Nathan Gardes. And the junior of the group, 4:26 is the freshman in 2019, Atticus Hall. And rounding out this great field here from West Torrance, Mr. Matt Fry. And they're off. Again, limited crowd, folks, but let them hear you, man. We need to get these boys under 4:20.
Too fast? Shoot, that's your...
So getting after it there, nice little pack. Coming through about 26. Check that, 29 seconds for that first 200. Coming in with a top personal best here, 4:21, owned by Ortega of King. But again, a lot of these men lost their 2020 season, so we're referencing what these boys were doing 2 years ago. So that is Gavin Burns up front. So Atticus Hall, the junior for Thousand Oaks, continue to do the pacing chores early on here in the first of 2 heats for our men's 1600. Gavin Burns right on his shoulder. And the whole pack continue to stay engaged here through 600 meters at 1:36.
Do the limp finish?
So it's Hall, Ortega, Burns, Gallardo. Cooper is in there as well. Coming through our halfway point right there, 2:12. So if these boys want to go under 4:20, they're going to need to pick it up and need to split this thing. Ortega on your outside. Everybody content to let Hall continue to do the pacing. But now moving out of the outside there, it looks like Cooper, his teammate. Ortega trying to match that surge. Gallardo on your inside. And 2:42 with 600 to go. So Atticus Hall continue to lead the point. Ortega continue to be in his shadow and actually all moving into the lead. But Gargaris and Cooper, Burns, Gallardo. It's everybody's race here with 400 to go. 3:17. That came back for the 65 on that last lap. And this is your senior from Martin Luther King High School out of Riverside, Edgar Ortega now moving to the lead and trying to gap the field. Everybody trying to come up with an answer here. Ortega running away from the group here. He's now got about a 10-meter lead. He wants that sub 4:20. So coming in the last 100 meters, clock at 4:04, 4:05. Edgar Ortega will give a chase here. This is Nathan Gardeas. Nathan Gardeas, 1,000 Oaks, trying to make the last move. Right there at 4:20. Ortega, new personal best, 4:20.21. Gardeas, a new personal best, 4:20.49. Hall, a new personal best, 4:22.54. So 1,000 Oaks, that trio, 4:20 to 4:23. Burnt, 4:23. Again, we mentioned he was a 5:20 miler last time we saw him. Bart Cortez, the sophomore, 4:23.77. Blake Gallardo, 4:24.28. Green Hayden, that is, 4:27.21. And we hope we got either Mark or Ramsey's correct, because both of them rolled there, but it's only saying Cortez up top, so hope we got them right. So Edgar Ortega coming up with a 2:12.208 splits to bring home the victory there, represent the Inland Empire with a 4:20.21, a new personal best on the senior from King High School. And for Garderas there, that was a 7-second PR, 4:27.74 had been his previous best.
You guys dug in there.
420's not fast, guys. Come on. It's just not fast.
On your mark.
Of the 2021 men's 1,600 meters. .22 for the full mile last month. He's also got 9:20. Yes, sophomore from Newbury Park, Aaron Cantu. And Newbury Park again, and scary to everybody else out there. Another underclassman. He went 4:22, 9:35. Oh, and did we mention it was a dual meet last week? That's the junior Daniel Appleford. Representing St. John Bosco, coming off a 4:24 effort 2 weeks ago. He's also gone 1:59, only a junior, Christopher Chavez. Representing that incredible program, that dynasty from Grado, seniors, Kyle Redding coming off a 4:27, actually 4:27 in 2019, and Austin Montez having come a great cross-country season, went 4:25, his personal best, but both of them went 1:58 last weekend as a tune-up. So Kyle Redding, Austin Montez representing Great Oak. Another senior here from West Torrance. Again, we're looking back to 2019 stats, unfortunately, but Josh Murray, 4:26 personal best, but he's coming off a 9:20 effort last weekend, and definitely shooting to break 4:20 this weekend, so tonight anyways. Joshua Murray, coming to us from Orange County, 4:22 as a sophomore, 9:19 last week, representing Laguna Beach. He's off to UCLA in the fall, Mateo Bianchi. representing Newbury Park. Coming off of, he's gone 9 flat, one of the top times in the state this year, 4:18 for the full mile back in February. That's Nicholas Goldstein. Also representing Newbury Park, another Panther out there, 8:57. 8:57 already on his resume. He has gone 4:17 for the full mile. Again, another Panther from Newbury Park, but only a sophomore, Lex Young. And last but not least, the senior from Redlands East Valley, coming off a great 3:57 against the Collegiates last week in a 1500, converting out to about a 4:14. The senior, Mr. Simon Opsaw. So that's going to round out the field here. Definitely shooting for 4:10 right now. So we'll get these young men after it in a couple minutes. So Chavez on your inside there. And that's Kyle Redden, senior out of Great Oak, getting after it right away, but right on the outside. We're going to do our best, folks. We know it's Newbury Park, but which one of the 4 it is, we're going to try to get up there as soon as they get closer to us. But right now, they are not waiting around for anybody. Definitely try to go under 4:10 and coming through that first 200 under 28. Oh, bringing it in here, guys, the first 300. That is Lex Young, the sophomore. Nicholas Goldstein right behind him, along with Cantu and Appleford. So right now, Newbury Park out for another training run, but coming through to 61. 61 for that opening lap. Not waiting for anything right now. Trying to join this exclusive sub 4:10 group that is already listed in the Newbury Park Hall of Fame.
Looking good, looking good.
Lex Young, sophomore. Goldstein still in his shadow, Cantu, then Appleford. Austin Montez in the red on your outside. Will continue to be Lex Young. Taking this group well, right on track for a sub 4:10 and taking everybody else with them. That's Beyonce of Laguna Beach in the powder blue in the middle of the pack there. Murray on your inside, coming through at 2:07. 2:07. So 61-66 splits right now, still in 4:15 range.
Go with that! Go with that!
Continue to be Lex Young up front. Our 4 Panthers continue to be right there. Meanwhile, Montez of Great Oak, Murray of West Torrance right there in 5th and 6th, with Beyonce, the UCLA-bound breaker from Laguna Beach, trying to break out to the outside and get away from that traffic. And that is Beyonce now moving on your outside, but everybody letting Lex Young do the pacing thus far. 500 meters to go.
Go, Ethan!
Young and Appleford, 1-2. Beyonce sitting there ready to pounce with a lap to go. 3:13. Do we have a sub 60 on us? We'll see, folks. But Mateo Beyonce, Laguna Beach, he's been kind of chilling in the back there the first half of this race and now trying to take this one. But right now, it's not happening just yet. Newbury Park has an answer. Lex Young and Appleford right there, posing for the victory there, but 3:42, 200 to go. Oh my gosh, the track just went downhill here as these guys are going faster. 150 to go. Beyonce the senior. Young with an answer. Lex Young the sophomore. Beyonce the senior. Pushing forward. 4:12.
We're ready.
Check that. 4:11.82. Lex Young, the sophomore, 4:12.66. Montez, 4:13.56. Murray, 4:13.77. Goldstein, 4:14.60. Isaiah Godsey out of Agora, also in that group as well. So sub 4:12 there by the senior, UCLA bound. Beyonce of Laguna Beach going negative splits there on that one. So that 4:11.82 will move into the top 40 in meet history. Folks, as a reminder, we got to stick to the protocols. We got to keep meets like this moving. So if you are not actively competing, we do remind you to have your mask on. If you are warming up, you're cooling down. All parents and spectators, you're doing a great job. Everybody wearing their mask again. We got permission to keep this. We got permission to do this meet. We just want to keep it now.
On your marks.
So that 4:11.82 now moves us. Our young man from Laguna Beach, number 5 in California, and that 4:12.66 from Lex Young moves him about 8th in California. So another Panther in the top 10 there. So as we move on, we're going to get into our women's, our one heat of the women's 1,600 meters. So breaking it down here, our group here representing the girls 1600 meters. We're going to start with Newbury Park's freshman Danielle Brodke. She went 5:19.39 last month. From Valencia, coming off a sub 5:10 effort. She went 5:10 in a dual meet last year in 2020. The senior from Valencia, Sydney Maker. Also representing Newbury Park, junior, she went 5:08.97 3 weeks ago. That's Miss Morgan Nygren. Also representing those Panthers, also going under 5:09 in that exact same meet with her teammate, the sophomore Alish Hawkins. Coming to us from the Centurions of Saugus, coming off of 5:12.81 in a dual meet 3 weeks ago, the junior Isabella Duarte. Representing Maricosta, went 5:10 last weekend to win the rated section of the Laguna Beach Invite. Only a sophomore from Maricosta, Anna Chittenden. Young one here, 5:04 in her debut, high school debut 2 weeks ago, representing Oaks Christian, the freshman Peyton Godsey. $5:13 in a dual meet last week, 5:04 as a freshman in 2019. She's back, folks. The junior for West Ranch, Miss Alexis Fernandez. And rounding out the field here, trying to go under 5 minutes. She just missed it last week. She went 5:01.26. She's heading off to UC Davis. The senior from Great Oak, Brianna Weidler. And that's Godsey, the freshman, getting out real quick here with Weidler right on her receipt. So Godsey and Weidler early on. That's Duarte in the all-white of Saugus in third. Maker of Valencia on the inside there. She's currently fourth. Oh, coming through at 32. Again, none of these women have broke 5, so that's what we're shooting for, obviously. 5:01.26 being the fastest in the field coming in.
The Stanford guys? Yeah, my dad made me email like 3 of their coaches.
So it's Godsey, Weidler, Duarte, Maker, Chittenden, and the trio from Newbury Park. And our young ladies coming through right around 77. So if they're going to break 5 minutes, they're going to need to pick it up. 77 is pretty pedestrian for this crowd. So let's get it going. Godsey and Weidler.
I'm a little bit salty. Go work it!
So right now, that trio still up front. But it looks like our young lady from Valencia now making a move, getting a little impatient here with the pacing, but Weidler and Godsey continuing to do it. And now Maker of Valencia moving into the pace-setting chores. Godsey getting a little tripped up, and now moving back to the outside. So 233, they picked it up just a tad there, but we're going to need negative splits if they want to go under 5. So it's anybody's race with less than 700 to go. Alish Hawkins She's been kind of hanging back, and right now looking really comfortable there in fourth place, but our freshman Godsey now back into the front. Weidler trying to match her surge. 600 meters to go, 3:08 on the clock. These ladies, they want to get under 5. They're now starting to pick it up. Again, Godsey went 5:04 2 weeks ago. Weidler, Maker, and that's Hawkins. So everybody's still in it right now. Delory right there, Nygren in there. And here we go, 3:49, 3:49. Do we have a 71 in us? It's going to take a 71 to go after 5. So everybody's racing, anybody's up there, 200 to go, 250 to go. Maker, Godsey, staying in there tough. Weidler, the sophomore Elise Hawkins, 4:21, 4:22. They're going to come back to the 37. This quartet can do it. Come on, let's bring them in, folks, with 150 to go. Trying to get him under 5. Weidler, the UC Davis-bound senior from Great Oak, making a move. But it's our girl from Valencia trying to steal the show here. Sydney Maker. It's Maker. Weidler. Godsey. Our 2 seniors. Weidler and Maker. Get them under 5 minutes. Let's do this. Yes.
I have a funny feeling Godsey's going to have plenty of sub 5 minute efforts down the road. 5:01.3 Hawkins. Huge personal best by Miss Hawkins. 5:01.68. Nygren also a personal best. Shinnick all was coming together at 4:59. 5:01, and 5:06 all personal best on our ladies.
I'm supposed to get a 2.5 second for this.
What did he say? What did he say for
You know, when gaps form, like, are you going to go with them or are you going to stay behind?
Meters. Everybody just throwing down PRs left and right here. This last hour, we're going to continue to put it on display here as we get into our one heat of the boys 32. Let's round out our group here. Senior from Crescenta Valley, 4:34, 9:53 before last year's shutdown, and he's here to try to go under 9:30 for sure. That's Mr. Nolan Brown. Sophomore from Newbury Park, 4:31 a couple of weeks ago, Hector Martinez. Another sophomore here from Great Oak, and this is basically his first real track and field race. He's got a cross-country resume, but lost all of last season as a freshman, Mr. David Kankowski. Representing those Cowboys of Canyon. He went 4:30 as a sophomore, 9:51 last year before the shortened season. That's Kyle Stevens. Also representing Great Oak. Actually, they got a trio here. Scott Keene, the senior, 4:28 last weekend, and the two brothers, Cameron and Carson, also coming off both sub 4:28 efforts. And making the trip down from Fresno, Clovis to be exact, 4:24 last week. The junior, Nathaniel Avila. And we'll conclude the rest once this race gets going. Oh, heck, fitted it. All right, senior Francisco Zavaleta. He represents King High School, 9:30 last week, 4:25 in a dual meet 2 weeks ago. Representing Sanger, 4:25 last week, 9:47 in a time trial a couple months ago, Jaden Olea. Representing Big Bear Junior, 9:37 a year ago, Max Sands. All right, we're only going to get faster here as our resume goes up the list here. Representing Newbury Park, 9:59 2019, as part of that NXN Championship squad in cross country, Tommy McDonald. Representing Crescenta Valley, 4:29 last week, and Max Burton. Representing West Torrance, the junior, Connor Gibson. Coming to us from St. John Bosco, 9:20 2 weeks ago, JT McCoy. A sub 4:20 effort last weekend against the Collegiates, representing Redlands East Valley, Matt Hornung. A sophomore from Clovis, 4:17 9:17 a week ago. That is Christopher Cadillo. A junior representing Hart High School, Jaden Wiley. Representing Maricosta, the senior, 4:19 last week, and Colin Beal. And last but not least, this is your leader right now. Perfect timing, Mr. Leo. Leo Young taking our group through. At 62. So Leo Young, he's gone 4:14, 9:27, cruising in a dual meet last week. So Young taking us out. And that time was a pretty dang good time for the 1600, let alone the 3200. So they're not waiting around whatsoever. But right now, our youngsters, the sophomores, Young and Cadillo up front.
I tell Max, I know he's got a big kick. In these distance races, kick doesn't matter. Put each other up in 100, it doesn't matter who wins.
So a lot of our young men trying to go under 9:10. The meet record, well, there's only two that have ever gone under 9 in this meet, but the meet record held by Mr. Ryan Hall. It's a 20-year record. Could it be under assault? We'll tell you in about 8 minutes. So coming down 2:14, so bringing it down just a notch there, 2:14 through 800.
They're fast. They're super fast. They went through like 16.
So right now, that whole pack pacing right around 9:15, give or take. And right now, only in the third lap, but it looks like we have 2 races now emerged with our front group of 9 going after that 9:10 threshold. So everybody letting Young do the pacing thus far. Zabaleta of King on the back of that pack. Hornung currently in third, representing West Louisiana Valley. Wiley of Hart currently in fourth. Avila of Clovis also in that pack. So we're really slowed things down here. 325, 325. So they've now slowed it down closer to about 920 pace. So we may have to, well, it's been kind of the theme this evening, but they may have to negative split this one as well. But Wiley, Jaden of Hart High School, only a junior. He was one of your top freshmen in California in 2019. And he went 926, 423 in a duel a couple weeks ago. I never thought we would reference dual meets so much, but that is the sign of the times. And right now, these boys now starting to pick it up a little bit. Wiley getting a little impatient and now picked up the pace for this group. So it's Wiley, Cadillo, Hornung, Young, JT McCoy in there as well. Burton of Crescenta Valley also on that back of that pack. 434. Yes, we picked it up here, folks. They're back under 910 pace. And you can tell that pace picked up as that big pack of 9 has now become a group of 5. And right now, Nolan Brown, Crescenta Valley, Max Burton, check that, trying to hang on. But it is Wiley, Young, Hornung, Cadillo, and McCoy. So Wiley just continue to pace, but Young, the sophomore, staying right there on his hip. And things slowing down just a little bit. They've slowed it back down a little bit. Come on, guys. We want you to get under 910. These 5th and 6th laps are crucial. 5:44, so they've gone down to a little below 910 at pace again. And now Lex Young. Check that, Leo Young. Lex was in the 16, our bad. But Leo Young, as you saw from little brother, or brother, I should say Lex earlier, these guys are no longer Nico's little brothers. They are Leo and Lex, and now creating their own resumes, and only sophomores. But Leo Young now, not waiting for anybody. McCoy of St. John Bosco trying to keep pace. Jaden Wiley, the junior of Hart, continue to be in second place with the sophomore Cadillo of Clovis in fourth. Hornung of Red Sea Valley continue to try to make contact. So it's going to be Leo Young these last 2 laps. McCoy and Wiley trying to get up there with him, but 2 laps to go, 800 to go. A 2:18 last 800 will yield him a 9:10. But right now, remember, we're talking about Newbury Park. They don't settle for 9:10s. 700 to go. Leo Young now gap in the field. It's going to be he versus the clock at this point. Young continuing to push it forward. Cadillo, another sophomore from Clovis, trying to answer. Wiley and McCoy trying to go under 9:10 as well. And Hornung, his best is 940 coming in. He's going to blow that out of the water. He just has to stay in contact with those front 4. 500 to go. Leo Young. And continuing to put surges in there. And we got to watch that clock. Here we go, folks. 7:58. 7:58. We need a 62.9. Padilla 8:03. Wiley coming through 8:06. McCory 8:07. Hornung 8:08. All these boys in uncharted territory right there. Leo Young, 927 on his resume, and he's going to blow that out of the water. And right now, it's just about he going up that 9-minute benchmark, 8:29. Does he have a 31 in him? Bring him in, folks. Leo Young, only a sophomore, trying to join his brother. 100 to go. Let's give it up. Look at that clock, folks. 8:47. Leo giving it everything he has. But Padilla of Clovis running one heck of a race as well. But a 9:03. Padilla 9:08. Hornung. McCoy 9:14. Max Burton going on a 9:20. These are all PRs under 9:30. So 9:03.38, Mr. Young. And that is now the number 7 time ever in meet history. And again, only a sophomore, he joins the company of Ryan Hall, Toby Balava, Pablo Rosales, Brandon Bethke, Mohamed Trafe, Eduardo Herrera, who's killing it in the college system, Blake Haney, he just got under him. 9:08.63, again, both the top two there, both sophomores. 9:08.63, that moves him into the top 25 all-time for meet history. 9:14.92, we told you Hornung had a 9:40. Not a 9:14, 9:40 Pierce personal best, down to 9:14. And then there was one, our girls 3,200 meters. And again, we want to thank Arcadia High School for allowing these athletes, allowing the parents and these teams the opportunity to make this happen. See some great times. Some of these are all the fastest times in the state thus far.
Believe and you put in the time and you work that goals can be achieved.
On your mark. At 9:04, so Newbury Park now with 5 of the top 8 times in California for that event.
Let's go!
All right, folks, our last section here of the 2021 Meet of Champions. Again, we want to thank all of you for joining us. Again, you're going to be able to watch the replay on HD Runners. You go to YouTube. This is all live streamed. It'll all be recorded. So go on home, watch yourselves again. But let's get to our field here of young women. group. We have four sophomores from Great Oak. Those of you that think Great Oak's going anywhere, they're not, because they have a great group of sophomores here, led by Hannah Miller, went 5:43 last weekend. Aisling Fabian, 5:25 before the shutdown last year as a freshman. Amaya Tele, also a sophomore, 5:25 last weekend, and Kelly Gaffney, 5:23 last weekend. So Great Oak featuring 4 girls in this field. A freshman from Oaks Christian. You got to see one earlier, Godsey. Well, this is Grace Geyer. She went 2:28, 5:19 as a tune-up in the dual meet this week. And we'll do our roll call after the gun. All right, after that great effort we saw from the sophomore from Clovis, Caudillo, here's another sophomore from Clovis, Emma Rubicaba. She went 11:11 last weekend. Also a sophomore representing those Mustangs of Maricosta, coming off a 5:19 effort, Miss Heather Jensen. Also representing Maricosta, 5:20 last weekend, Miss Ella Parsley. Coming to us from Bishop Union, she went under 10:58 last year before the shutdown, and that is your senior, coming to us all the way from Bishop, Sierra Burr. And last but not least, she's currently number 11 in California, coming off a great personal best this week, a 2:15 in the 800. She's gone 10:45 in a duel. That's the little young lady from Saugus, Hannah Fredericks. So as we get it going, Hannah Fredericks looked great last week at the Brian Clay Invitational, running against the collegiates, going under 4:30 for the 15. And so right now, Burr of Bishop Union, Rubicaba, that is Fredericks in 3rd, Geyer in 4th. So Ella Parsley currently in 5th in that yellow top, but right now, Sierra Burr, the senior, she went 5:13, 11:09 a week ago, so very, very sharp at 11:09 coming after the 5:13. So a couple of these young ladies seeing if they can break 11. 2 in the field have broke 11. Many trying to go under 11:15 for the first time. But Burr, again, she's one of those 2 that's gone under 11. Burr and Rubicava competed up in Clovis a week ago, finished right next to each other. Meanwhile, Grace Geyer of Oaks Christian right in that front group of 5. Fredericks being patient right now. But the girls are going to need to pick up the pace. The pace is way too slow. They're trying to go under 11:50. 2:42, 2:42. So right about 11:15 pace up front. But they're going to need to pick it up. They want to go under 11, and Miss Fredericks now realizing that, again, she's in a roll right now. Fredericks coming off what equates out to a 4:48 mile last weekend, and backed it up with a 2:15.80 in a dual meet this week. So Fredericks content, getting it. You could tell she was impatient there on that second lap, and now starting to really string out this field. Fredericks, Burr, Rubicava, and Geyer.
Go with them, Bryce!
And I was like trying so hard to resist.
Fredericks, of course, part of that great Saugus dynasty that we've been able to see over the last 15 seasons. So Sierra Burr continuing to make contact, keep contact there. Emma Rubicava, Grace Geyer, that's Ella Parsley, But Hannah Fredericks now really taking control there. 3:58. She's now moved it down below 11-minute pace.
Mark, I think your math is off. They're way under 11-minute pace. Your math is off.
Yeah, I know.
They're way under 11-minute pace. Leaders, yeah, way under.
So Fredericks continuing to make it go there. Again, they're under 11-minute pace. Fredericks is 10:45.7 is her personal best. So right now, really stepping it up here. Again, these young ladies all trying to go after that 11-minute threshold. And Fredericks really breaking this wide open.
Is this your elitist neighborhood or what?
And we do apologize, our math was really off there. So right now, she is well under 11-minute pace and trying to go under 10:45 for her personal best. 5:15 for Fredericks. Burr coming through at 5:25. Rubikova 5:27, so under 11-minute pace right now. Geyer at 5:30, right at 11-minute pace. And now Parsley stepping it up there with Gaffney and Tilley of Great Oak. So it's Fredericks versus the clock at this point again. She went 4:29.66 in the 1500 last weekend.
Let's go, Grace! Here we go, Kelly! Stay on it, Grace! Come on, Hannah! Great job, Billy! Let's go, Hannah!
So Fredericks continuing to roll. 1,200 to go. 6:31 to change there with 1,200 to go.
Let's go. 4 minutes hard running. Let's go.
So Fredericks now with 1,000 meters to go. Fredericks right in range there of her personal best. Again, 10:45.7 in a dual meet several weeks ago. And Burr right there, right about 11-minute pace. Rubikova right around 11:15 pace. And now Geyer and Parsley working well together there. Our young lady from Maricosta and our freshman from Oaks Christian.
I'm going. I've been still running.
Come on, Hannah, stay strong, girlie, stay strong!
So 800 to go. These young ladies still have a great pace going. Fredericks really hammering it, and now they're all trying to go with less than 800 to go for Parsley and Rubikova and Geyer. Kelly Gaffney trying to close that gap and girls in front of her, but right now, Hannah Fredericks. So 500 meters to go, folks. Fredericks has had to do this solo here the last 5 laps. She's going to need your help here on this last lap. Again, the senior from Saugus. She's trying to break 10:45. 9:11 with 400 to go. She comes back with an 85. She will be under 10:40 for a huge personal best. Again, had to do this most by herself. But meanwhile, our other young lady's trying to go under 11 here. Burrow, her personal best being 10:57.99. And now really coming on with a great second half of the race here. This is Ella Parsley and Rubalcaba. And they're coming in with 9:45, 9:46 with 400 meters to go. Grace Geyer, again, only a freshman, 9:55 with a lap to go. Now Gaffney trying to close that gap on her 9:58. But right now, Hannah Fredericks, 150 to go. Clock at 10:05. Miss Fredericks, CIF finalist, the 1,600 meters back in 2019. Look at her go, folks, 10:17. Trying to climb up that all-time list on Saugus, 3,200 meters. Hannah Fredericks, 10:45 is going to look, oh my, folks, 10:29. And right now, 10:36, her personal best is 10:57.99, 10:40. Let's bring her in, folks. It's only her versus the clock, trying to get under 10:57.99.
And she's going to do it. 10:54. Parsley with a huge personal best here. Here's Costa with another one, 11:03. Rubalcaba with the personal best coming down the pipe here. 11:11 is now 11:10. She's going to get it. Grace Geyer. Very nice debut here for the ninth graders. This is number 2. 11:19. Kathy here, 11:22. This is Ainsley Beatty at 11:39. And Tilly Grado 11:52. 11:51. And Hannah Miller first time under 12 there, 11:55. So a reminder to all athletes, if you haven't picked up their medals, please do so at the table opposite of the storyline. And again, we want to thank Arcadia High School for really giving us the opportunity to have the 2021 Media Champions. It would not have happened without Arcadia. And of course, it would not have happened with all the parents and spectators to be here pushing their kids through all of this. Again, go back to HD Runners on YouTube to catch all of this. Great action this evening, and congratulations to all the athletes who showed up with a PR and for training through all of this. And we'll just see you guys all on the other side. Thank you for joining us this evening here at the 2021 Meet of Champions.
On your marks.
stop the live stream?
You know, when gaps form, like, are you gonna go with them or are you gonna stay behind? You can say you're #1 in the nation all you want, but you're not actually until you beat everyone in the nation.
You believe and you put in the time and you work that goals can be achieved.
You know, we're supposed to do Redondo, but you know, it seems like everything's being held up to the last minute. You know. Yep.
Just gotta say right here, and I can, and it really does make a difference.
Keep going. Give me 1 second. Like, I'm gonna just get you to an outro. Just hold it on her because the camera's on you.
Not sure what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
We'll know till like Wednesday.
All right.
That's the way it usually runs.
To our fastest and our last of the 800 meters here, the invitational heat for boys varsity. Hill, the champion here goes. He's 2 weeks ago. Jake ran up Clayton, Florida, 157 last year. Anthony Garcia, 3:30, went 4:43 last weekend. Just a minute ago. Wesley Torrance is Andrew Asser with 7.
Hey gentlemen, on your march.
Thank you. Come on, guys, get off the rail.